This is The Breakfast Club with Nick and Jackie on Rodney's More FM. Very pleased to be joined in studio by Richard Worker, our resident lawyer from the legal team. Thelegalteam.co.nz is their website, or you can just get some free advice on this show, can't you, Jack?
This is so good. Don't you love this?
Yeah.
There's bound to be something that is pertinent to you. And I think this question that we've had come in, Richard, is one that's going to help a lot of people. It goes like this. I want to make a will, but I'm not sure what I have to do to make it binding. What do I need to do to make sure that my wishes are followed? It must be a worry for so many people.
It's a major worry for people, and it's a question of sitting down with your lawyer or whoever and working through just what you want to do. Basically, your will is binding. I mean, if you say that I want to pass this money off to my children or to, cut whoever, and to charities, etc., then you appoint two executors. You can appoint one, but in my view, it's very important to appoint two. And they are the people who are supposed to administer your estate, or who do administer your estate. And they have to follow the terms of your will. The only issue is if you want to cut out one of your naughty children, or something like that.
There's an option to do that?
Well, you just don't leave them anything, basically. And so there is an option to do it. However, the courts have sort of held, and it's not written down in statute, so it's not written down in law, but it's what we call common law, which is sort of the courts have laid down that you have a fiduciary duty to look after your children, to benefit them on death. Don't shoot the messenger. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I just have to advise clients that that's the situation. And so they say, how much? And again, as it's not written down, there's no real figure on that. But it seems to be that unless there's a major issue, the courts are looking at about sort of roughly 10% of your estate per child. Obviously you can leave more to the child, but I mean a minimum of sort of 10%. People get really angry about that, and I have to say to them, look, I'm just trying to say, because if you cut out one of your kids altogether, they can bring a claim. The claim will be paid out of the estate. The lawyer's fees will probably be paid out of the estate. So there's, little incentive for them not to bring a claim, as it were. So that's really your only caveat. The other issue that you can have is you can have what's called a testamentary promises claim. So in other words, if you have if you're living at home and being looked after by one of your children, your son, your daughter, or whatever, and they've given up something to be able to look after you, and you've always promised them, say, when I die, you can have the house. I mean, it'll be the house is yours, and the rest of the family will get the rest of the stuff. And then all of a sudden, you look at the will, and you're only getting a share between, an equal share with the other siblings, and so that's not enough to live in the house, to buy the house out, or even worse, you're actually cut out of the will altogether. But then that person could bring a testamentary promises claim, which is a claim to say, she promised, my mum or dad, whoever I've been living with, promised me that I would get the house. I've given up this for her. I've looked after her or him for 10, 15 years. So you bring a claim. So that's the other area there.
Can I ask you a very quick question?
Absolutely.
What happens if they lose? What happens if they leave you something that you don't want? Because my grandmother promised me her creepy doll collection.
Yep.
And it's like those things like that, and you're just like, oh, thanks.
Thanks. Yeah. You're also a valued grandchild.
Obviously, yeah. But being kind of like, I don't have to carry this around in her memory. You know what I mean?
Yep. No, you don't have to accept gifts. I mean, you can.
Really?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, what if she left you her $100,000 debt?
Oh, that's
yeah.
Well, she shouldn't talk about that. To be honest. Maybe I could sell the dolls off to pay for that.
So, but I mean, the alternative is you could take the dolls and throw them in the skip. I mean,
exactly.
That's the other thing. Although it'd be nicer to say, look, one of your siblings may keep one as a voodoo doll or something like that. But yeah, so basically, your will be distributed how you want it to be distributed, subject to those couple of provisos there.
Sure. Interesting. Really fascinating. Thank you so much, Richard.
Great to see you.
Richard Worker from the legal team. Yeah, go see them, legalteam.co.nz. And yeah, thanks for your time this morning.
Perfect.